Hold on there, Joe.
No, I'm fine.
Power. There you go. Works better with plug in.
Now she's got to send it to me, doesn't she?
Should never say anything. Move your mouse. Click on that. There you go. Hold down. Are you live up top, you think?
Yes.
Sorry.
Sorry. I want to make sure we're on the World Wide Web, guys. Hold on just a second.
Here it is, Jeff.
You got it?
Yeah.
We good? Okay.
Well, no, it's not. I'm looking at the one you were on before. Oh, you got it in your hand?
Hold on.
No.
Easy A is up there, so you just got to find it, guys.
Huh?
I'm looking right at it. Let me see that.
That's the one you had before.
Yeah, it's a test. Don't worry about that. I'll tell you what, guys, I'll stay here and be your interpreter. So you're good.
Are we okay?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for this thing to pick up the feed.
Just let me know.
Can't figure out why that's not.
Yeah.
Definitely live, I'm seeing it.
Yeah, I've seen it as well.
It's not seeing it here.
Are you using Wi-Fi or?
I'm not, I'm just on Verizon.
There you go. Gilmore, you ready to go, buddy?
Okay. We will call to order the Town of Berlin Board of Zoning Appeals hearing for September 2nd, 2020. The first matter on the agenda is the approval of minutes of the August 5th, 2020 meeting. Is there a motion?
Make a motion to approve the minutes?
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Two matters. Number one, Mr. Doug Parks, who is our alternate, is sitting in place of Mr. Bunning. Mr. Parks, you and Mrs. Parks submitted a letter saying that you have no objection to the request. When you listen to the testimony and the evidence if presented, do you believe that you can make a fair determination of the case?
I do.
All right, is there any board member or any other person who has any objection to Mr. Parks sitting? Hearing none. One additional matter, there is a letter of no objection signed by Daniel and Mary Moore, who are the owners of the property immediately across the street from the requested variance. Mr. Moore is my brother. I do not have any financial interest or ownership interest in the property. Is there any objection to me sitting at the hearing? All right, hearing none, I'll move on. Mr. Engelhardt, our agenda states that the request is for a variance for rear deck and stairs in the rear yard, I take it, at 203 Broad Street. The applicant is Jill Gray, represented by Steve Green. Would you state for the board the nature of the request?
This would be a variance, as you state, for the encroachment into the rear setback. The BRL, the building restrictive line, for the property when it was subdivided, called for a 25-foot setback in the front originally, but it being a major collector street, the house had to be set back further than that, an additional 30 feet. So that created the pushing the house back to the rear setback line or the building restricted line, didn't leave room for the rear deck that was on the house plan. This is a brand new home, manufactured home by Berica, to be set on the foundation. If you've been by there, you see the foundation is complete. I understand the home may be delivered tomorrow. The 9 foot is the depth of the deck for the house, and 3 foot additional just for the stairs leading down onto the lawn from the deck. And that section of the town code where you have that increased measurement of the front yard depth is section 108-706. I believe I gave you copies of that section of the ordinance in your packets as a way of explanation. And also sections 108-165, which explains the comments I gave you in my staff report about the nature of the variance and why staff would support the variance being issued for the property. It has very little negative impact on the neighborhood. I don't think, unless you're directly behind the home, you would even know the deck was there when you on Broad Street, so.
Now, the fact also is that it's a corner lot,
Yes, sir.
fronting on one part on Harrison Avenue and the other on Broad Street. So that kind of makes it an unusual setback as well, does it not?
It does.
So
And
it's
it's
different.
unusual shape too. It's more of a, instead of being a square or rectangular lot, it's more like a trapezoid, that lot.
Right. And it also, because it fronts at least on two streets, it also has the additional setback from both those streets rather than just the normal side yard setback.
That's correct.
Okay, all right. Any other questions of Mr. Engelhardt from the board?
Yeah, I just had a question. I'm just curious, when was this property subdivided?
2 years ago? Year and a half ago?
So it's recent, yeah.
Recent, yes.
So the lots were subdivided back like in the 90s.
Yeah.
But one lot was sold about 3 years ago.
Okay.
And then, yes, so that.
Excuse me, Mr. Green, I'm going to have to swear you in before you testify.
Okay.
So if you can come on up, but stand and raise your right hand if you will. You do solemnly swear and affirm under the penalties of perjury that the testimony you give gives the truth.
I did.
All right, state your name and address, please.
James Stephen Green, 1 Harrison Avenue, Berlin.
All right. Now, you are the representative of the applicant Jill Gray, correct?
Yes.
And you know you're here for requesting a variance, so what would you like to present for the consideration of the board?
Well, I really think Mr. Engelhardt laid it out very well. It's a unique piece of property, that was subdivided years ago, and so this is a family affair, for what it's worth. My sister is a property owner. My mother will be living in that house. So we purchased her house on the hill. So we are the most impacted property owner. That rear deck will be, if there's the encroachment, it's really we're the ones that would be the most umbraged by it. But I really don't have a whole lot to add. Mr. Engelhardt, I think, laid it all out. The unique nature of the lot, I think it covers it in the code. But yeah, it's really, I'm happy to answer any questions, but it does go into the variance, and that's why we're here tonight.
Well, and for the record, when we look at the exhibit that's before the board, you reside at the lot that is determined to be number 1 behind the property, correct?
Yes.
So, as you say, you're the only person affected by the location of the deck, which obviously is a modest deck. The owners of Lot 3, the number 3 that's to the west of the property, did they make any statements?
They did not make any statements.
Okay. And the distance, Mr. Engelhardt, I'm not sure that I've got it, the distance of the deck from the property line on Lot 3 appears to be significant. I'm not sure that it's noted on here.
31.13 feet.
Okay, all right. No. I thought that was to Mr. Green's lot. I'm talking about toward the west, the distance from the deck to lot number 3. You see what I mean?
Yeah. I'm trying to.
So that appears to be a significantly increased distance than 31 feet.
Looks to be 52, 53 feet.
Right.
If you add them up, 27.8 and 25.2.
Right. And, but for the distance to the north from the rear lot, this deck could be located that distance or even much closer to lot number 3, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Steve, or Mr. Green, is there a practical difficulty in the event if the deck were to have to comply with all setbacks?
There would be a practical difficulty, yeah. We had a matter that came up about 6 weeks ago. We talked about having a patio instead of the deck, but we really prefer to have the elevated surface. So we did think long and hard with Berica Homes about situating it in a different way. We really weren't able to come up with any solutions other than what we did, or you had before you.
Okay. And of course, we do consider the significance of the determination of the person affected by the variance. And as the board knows, the standard for a setback variance is not undue hardship, which is the higher standard for a use variance, but it is practical difficulty, which basically, since I just argued this in Ocean City and got paid for it, you don't have to pay me to say that. What it means is that if the practical difficulty would result in a denial of what would otherwise be a permitted use of the property. So that's the only standard on determining the standard of practical difficulty. Anything else, Mr. Green?
No?
Any questions of board members?
I went by the area 2 days ago, and first of all, I couldn't find it because I couldn't see the number. I did not realize, but I just thought overall that by having a home there, that'll enhance the quality of that area as well.
The application isn't to move the building restriction line back. It's just to add the structure out within that setback. That's correct, right? So that's the only structure allowed in the setback itself.
Yeah, the home is not, the way the home had to be placed, it's right on the 35-foot BRL line. So for Steve's mother to have a deck, which is all part of the package for the house and her enjoyment of the property, that was all that we could do, that 9-foot deck. That was the size on the plan. So yes, that's the only encroachment past the BRL, the way the house is situated.
Okay.
And the foundation's in, so that's where the house is, and that's where, as this says, this site plan says. The only issue will be, can they now nail a deck onto the house after tonight?
Understood. Okay.
In the event down the road, the homeowner wanted to expand that deck, they'd have to come before this board again, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that would increase the variance.
Right.
And we'd have to consider that a lot too. That would be part of our consideration too, so.
Any other questions, board members? Any comments? Are you ready to vote? If so, I will call for a motion regarding the application.
So moved.
With what?
Approval of the application for the request of a variance for rear decking stairs.
There we go. Is there a second?
I second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Very good. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you all very
Good
much.
luck. It looks good. The foundation looks good.
Yeah, tomorrow's a big day, I think. So,
What's tomorrow? What goes
tomorrow's when the house comes down. I
The
guess,
section, is that it?
yeah, I think it's in 3 sections. It comes down.
Oh, we didn't have the public comment, Joe.
Well,
I'm sorry, Dave. I did not do this according to the protocol, but I will.
But I don't see any, so let me,
I'm sorry. That's my fault.
Steve, we got a Berica though. It's great news.
Well, great, I'm here.
Yeah.
I've been long way back with your wife, John. She was
Yeah.
my son's sea service for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Down here, it's going well at the
It's
house.
very efficient and they do a great job. I mean, it's if you're there tomorrow, it's cool to
Yeah.
watch and see what's put it on.
Definitely
your
well.
home similar to the other?
It's close to it, yeah. It was 3 sections that came in, or no, 4 sections, 2 dormers, and then the 2 halves of the house. And the roof is on a hinge system. So once they set it, the Amish builders hop right up there, hook it up, and sure enough, it moves like butter. Set it in place, and they have it roofed and watertight in one day.
One day. So,
Let me say, Dave, feel free to interrupt me if I go too fast, because I want to make sure that we do give the public, if there were any person that wanted to either ask questions or make comments, that I give them the opportunity to do so. So just tell me to hold it. You did before the hearing, but you can tell me at any time. But do I understand that there are no public comments?
I don't see any at this time, no.
Okay. Then, unless there's a reconsideration of the board, we will consider the variance request passed. Okay, very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Steve, let people make questions for the candidates for them.
Feel free, send them my way.
Well, I mean, but are you going to put it on in the paper, or
Yes.
however it'll be on social media?
Yeah, it's going to be in the paper again this week. We put it in the paper, we announced it. But yes, we're welcoming.
Yeah, I think that's important.
Yeah, yeah.
That folks know they have an opportunity to put their questions before the candidates.
Yeah, we're going to have of course, our questions, and then anybody can
Sure.
come in. But yeah, like Jay said, it's not live. It is going to be taped, and then we're going to distribute it.
I understand, but for the questions would be available at the taping, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
And as you know, we haven't had an election like this in Berlin for a long time.
That's right.
With all the interest in the candidates, and it's a great thing, yes.
You might want to adjourn the meeting.
I'm sorry, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn the meeting.
I'm glad you said one.
Yeah, without debate, we're adjourned, so, thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
I apologize. But look, the candidates forum is more important than
I
a
know it
motion
is,
to adjourn.
but it's, right?
I know,
It's
no, I know.
Distribute it.
I'll get my act together one of these days, so.
No,
But,
you-
It was